All right, welcome everybody. It's another Hot Topic Tuesday. It is July 18th. I will remind you that we're 2 weeks into the second half of the year. It's kind of crazy to think of it from that way. And here's what we know. In regards to the number of sales, the market is down, right? It's more difficult to be able to find that business. So in the end, what's the simplest way that we know we've got to find business? Somebody tell me. Oh, I don't know if you guys hear that out there, because all my people here in Rochester just hit it. It's talk to people. So does it matter what we do or who we talk to as long as we talk to enough people? Answer is no. So Bob and I are with you today from that aspect. 3 weeks ago, prior to the 4th, we got together, and it was the aspect of don't be a secret agent. And, you know, it reminded me as I've got all of the gold managers here with us in Rochester today. And I have a tendency to come incognito on Tuesdays so that nobody favors and nobody thinks I'm a hater, because I want to be on both sides of that. But if you take a look at your body, is there anything that tells anybody that you sell real estate right now? So this is the first tip of the day that I've got for you. We've got to go back to simply wearing career apparel. You guys are either wearing Coldwell Banker or you're wearing Century 21. Wear that so that people will actually bring the subject of real estate up to you. So then all we got to do truly is go talk to people. We don't even have to bring up the subject of real estate. So it's a great one to be able to remember is for that one there. Bob, what do you got?
Again, technology is a very useful tool. And again, I promote it. I try to encourage it. And, you know, it's a great thing to keep your name and information out there. But I want you to also understand it doesn't actually replace that personal contact, that actual building of the relationship. Yes, it's a conduit. Yes, you ought to do it because it's like having an administrative assistant that never calls in sick because it's working for you 24/7, 365. It takes leap day off. Okay. Just so you know. That's when Facebook has a hiccup. But if you're
Let's see if he comes back here real quick. Hey, Bob, you froze it. If
you talk to people, still use technology because that's working for you 24/7. Okay. That's that administrative assistant. But if you're using technology, don't forget you still have to talk to people.
I think it's a key part. However you do it, right?
Nurture that relationship. You know, people say they're afraid to talk to their SOI because they don't want to feel needy. Well, you're not showing up with a cardboard sign saying, you know, God bless you and all that good stuff, right? You're just talking to them. You don't have to always talk about real estate. I mean, you can work it into the conversation if you got any suaveness.
You know, you brought up an interesting one there because it's simple, and we're talking all the passive things that we can do. I think we've kind of forgot about magnetic car signs or wrapping your car with your name, your brand. It's a possibility. It costs money, but it's a very simple thing that you can do from that aspect, or even the aspect, there's a number of producers on here. You've got listings. Here's a question. This is a reminder. Is your name on your sign? Is there a name writer that tells everybody that that's your listing? Okay, that's a key thing. And Bob, I'm going to take that one a bit farther, and then I'll turn it over to you to another one. Some of you use the step-in signs.
Actually, you mentioned listings.
Well, before you go, Bob, step in signs. After you put that sign in the yard, what are you doing? Are you getting back in your car and driving away? You want to know the best time to go talk to the neighbors is when you put that sign in the front yard. Maybe even before you plant the sign, go talk to the neighbors and let them know that you just put that home on the market. You're going to be putting a sign up here shortly. You wanted them to be the first to know. It's a good reason to go talk to people, and it's the best time to be able to do it. It's all yours, Bob.
You mentioned listings. One of the things that we can do, let's say I'm an agent with no listings. Well, did you take the time to put together your website? Because if you built your website and you developed a featured properties list and you developed a custom search on your website, did you know that you can easily share that to Twitter and to Facebook? You can even share it to Pinterest if you have a Pinterest account. But I want you to think about this just for a minute. Because if you took the time to build your website, are you driving traffic to your website? Are you even interested in growing your website organically, meaning search engine optimization? You ain't paying for it. So if you don't have any listings, if you do have listings, it still applies. Go to your website, click on one of those properties. And I always encourage people, use the unique properties. I'm talking about the properties that are $1 million. I'm talking about the ones that are $700,000. I'm talking about the ones that are out of the ordinary, and share those on Facebook. When you share it to Facebook and when you share it to Twitter, when people click on it, they get driven back to your website. That is SEO at its finest right there, because it's a backlink to your website, which now you're not just promoting material and upping your game in Facebook and Twitter, but you're also drawing attention to your website, which means that it's being indexed for every click. I send myself an email every single day from my website. Why? So that I can click on the email once from my phone and once from my computer. Why? Because I want to create that backlink to my website. And all I'm doing is sharing a link. It's right next to your contact card. When you pull up one of the listings, over in the lower right-hand corner is going to be your contact card, phone number, and all that good stuff. Right next to your picture is a little share button. It has a link, it has a Facebook, it has a Twitter, and it has a Pinterest. I send the link to myself every single day. And as I was telling Darwin just the other day, what I'm enjoying now is the fact that my website is actually coming up in Google searches. It's getting rid of the old one, the old ColdwellBanker.com. It's being replaced with a new one. Unfortunately, the Zap is nowhere to be found. Thankful for that. But how long does it take? Literally 30 seconds, 45 if you're slow, like me.
And that's the thing I think with it, don't expect overnight results with that. We still got to be very active. We have to be very active while doing that passive activity, which is kind of like with anything that we're talking about. And let me give another one, because this was one I was sitting down and just doing some quarterly reviews, some one-on-ones with my agents here in Rochester. And I got reminded. So we talked the last time a little bit in regards to door knocking, right? And I know a lot of you are still a little uncomfortable with door knocking, yet I can go back to one where my old friend, Chuck Ashley, back in Muskegon, actually just did. I mean, Chuck would learn something, hear something, and then he would go do it. And one of those was, make a note of this one, when you do an open house, do you use directional signs? And what do we do with those directional signs? We place them on someone's property. So why not use that as a great excuse to go knock on the door of that homeowner and say, hi, my name is, I'm holding an open house. Love to have you come by, but I wanted to ask your permission if I could put my sign on your corner for this time. It's just another reason to go talk to somebody and then watch them, because Chuck did this. Chuck used this routine. And I remember that a call came into the office on a Monday after all of our Sunday open houses. And somebody said, yeah, now remember, I started out in Muskegon, North Muskegon with my business way back when. They called in and they said, yeah, there's some tall, handsome guy. Come to find out it wasn't me, but they said there's some tall guy that came out into my neighborhood and he did an open house. I want to talk to him. Well, the call came to me because I happened to be in. Chuck wasn't in at the time. And it was North Muskegon. And in talking to them, they said, yeah, are you the gentleman that stopped by and knocked on my door and asked if you could put that directional sign out for your open house? And I had, you're hoping, right? But it was like, no, it's probably Chuck. And it was. Chuck got the call because the guy got back home from work. And on that Monday, he was notified he was being transferred and they wanted him to get going as quick as possible. So the guy literally picked up the phone when he got home, called and asked for Chuck. In reality, go talk to people. That's just a great reason. So if I stay on that, open houses, any directional arrows that you might put out that you can make sure that you know that you can, so you don't pay for a sign and lose it because township or city comes along and takes it. Or even this is one that actually reminded me of this. I'm sitting down with Rachel Cini, and Rachel is doing drone photography on a new listing. She goes, knocks on the door and just said, hey, my name's Rachel. I'm with Century 21 Sagamore. I just wanted to let you know, if you get creeped out by drones, I just want to let you know that we just put your neighbor's home on the market. So that's going to be going around overhead as it's part of our marketing. Just didn't want you to be too concerned. What's going to happen? The gal says, how interesting you stopped by. Because they're going to need a real estate agent because mom's not doing well. And all because Rachel was doing something a little out of the ordinary, and yet it was a courtesy thing at the same point. So again, lots of reasons to go talk to people. Bob, what do you got next?
This is a relationship business, okay? It's not a selling business. And with that, I've learned that it could take more time than you think to brand yourself and establish repeat or referral business. And sometimes the business can be a little bit financially lean. So what are the things you can do that really don't cost? That's what we're trying to hit on, some of those. But most importantly, I guess the message I want to make sure everybody gets is be patient and persistent. It can be a very competitive industry, and it is going to take time to be successful and to achieve what it is your goal or your why is. Stay motivated, be persistent in all of your efforts. Don't try something for a week or two and say, well, it's not working. No, be persistent. Take it out 30 days, take it out 6 months before you give up on it. Maintain a positive mindset, because again, in technology with social media platforms, it is the consistency and the perseverance that will ultimately reward you because you put in the work. You put in the work because you were consistent. You were persistent. Even when it was giving you nothing, you stayed consistent. How can you beat that? Because it didn't cost you nothing but fractions of time here and there.
Here's a simple one. And you're going to think, why would I go to garage sales? Garage sales. One, it's kind of fun. Two, you might find something you actually need. You might find a steal on something. But some people are holding a garage sale because they're cleaning things out so that they can sell. So I want you to think about that. And all you've got to do, there's lots of ways to be able to approach the individual who's holding that garage sale. But one of them is, how about a simple, gee, you're selling all this stuff. You wouldn't be selling the house too, would you? have a little bit of fun with it. I mean, this is one that, I mean, you think of Bob's personality and how crazy he is. That's one that Bob could do pretty easily. And many of you could do the same thing. But others of you, you could take a more serious approach. Hey, I just wanted to take the opportunity to stop by. I can see that you're holding your garage sale here. And one of the primary reasons I wanted to see what you had, but two, I know there's a home coming on the market. Can you tell me which one of your neighbors it is? And then, oh, by the way, is it you? You could even go with the aspect, is it you? Which one of your neighbors is it? But ask as if they would know. Okay? But garage sales really are an opportunity. Just go talk to the people that are there and say, by the way, you wouldn't be selling the house too, are you? There's lots of ways to get it out because anybody that we talk to is a prospect. Anybody we talk to is a prospect. You got another one, Bob?
Yes, I do. Don't be afraid to try new technology. It can literally save you time and money when you're prospecting. If you are organized and follow up all by yourself, kudos to you, because most of us don't have the ability to do that. We need to put reminders in our phone. We need to put reminders on the calendar. We got sticky notes all over our desk and whatnot. Wow, that's almost like if I had a customer relation management tool, CRM, and I actually had contacts in it, and it actually every single day that I went in, and it gave me 5 people I ought to reach out to, either by phone or by email, or, just reaching out to people, and it constantly reminds me something called Moxie Engage. Wow, what a concept. It's new technology, but it's not. It's new technology in the sense that you may not have used it. It's new technology because you still got the Rolodex file on top of your desk. It's new technology because you got everybody's names on scraps of paper here, there, and everywhere. Organize it. Save yourself some time, save yourself some money, get in, understand what a drip campaign is and the value to you. Understand what a newsletter can do for you. Understand what neighborhood news can do for you. There's so many different things in there that it continues to boggle my mind that people don't take the time because, again, they're afraid of being a spammer. So what? So what? If they didn't want you to, your email, you weren't going to do business with them anyway, right? I mean, seriously. So you can respect the fact that they don't understand how much they need you. You can respect that. Doesn't mean you can't stop talking to them, because just because they block you off and say they don't want your spam, so what? Now you got to deal with me in person. You had it easy. I was going to send you an email. You had it easy. But since you decided to block me, now I'm going to have to call you. Now I'm going to have to drop by. I'm going to have to visit with you. It's the cost you pay for spamming me.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it. How many people do we know that don't talk to us anymore because we talked to them too much or we sent them too much information? We're worried about something that we really shouldn't have any worry about. So guys, I'll tell you, one of the biggest things that I think we got as a tool is engage. And if you haven't engaged, you need to do it. Bob, I mean, really, to make it work, how much time does it take to get it started? What's my investment of time?
Investment of time, start by syncing your contacts in your phone with an email. Gmail, preferably, because that's the one that syncs best with Moxie Engage. So you do it right here with the phone, okay? And then you sync that email with Moxie Engage. Now all of the contacts that are in your phone automatically show up over there in Moxie Engage. And you're like, well, I don't want everybody over there. Well, that's okay, because you can go through and you can remove them from Engage. When you remove them from Engage, you don't remove them from your phone. But the beauty of this is, folks, how long does it take you to set up on your phone to have your contacts go to that Gmail? 1 to 3 minutes tops. I'm giving you 1 minute to go Google how to do it. And then I'm going to give you 2 minutes to follow the instructions you get off of Google to actually do it. And then you go and you open up Moxie Engage. And if you've never opened it before, it's going to ask you how much money do you want to make. It'll help keep you on track. But it'll also ask what email you want to sync with it. Let's say that you've already synced it with an email and you didn't like that email. Well, change it. Get a hold of the help desk and change it. You can do that. But
You know, I'm just thinking,
that
Bob,
migration, Darwin, I want to explain, takes no time. And it's automatic. So you invested 3 minutes. Now you have everybody from your phone in your contacts.
and how long would it take me to put them on the holiday drip campaign? Every one of them.
Again, every one of them. Well, that's super easy because then
That's
all
all
I
I
have to
wanna
do
get.
super easy because right from my people screen, if I already have the holiday campaign from the library, I'll do it both ways. I don't even have any campaigns because I've never been to Moxie Engage. So the first thing I do once my contacts are uploaded, I am going to go to campaigns and there's a little blue button that says add from library. And then you're going to find out all the opportunities that you have that are endless. And you even can preview the campaign so you don't just get it blindly. But so you go to add from, and then you click on it. So now it becomes a part of your campaign and it's waiting setup. Once you put contacts in it, either from my people or from that page right there, you click edit recipients. It will open up the thing with all of your contacts. You click a button, select all, and automatically it will send emails out in batches of 30 over and over and over until it exhausts your number of contacts. So literally, we're talking less than 10 minutes to do everything from the point of I'm going to sync my contacts. They're going to end up being synced with Moxie Engage. And now I'm going to do a campaign. I got all of 10 minutes invested.
So that's what I wanted to illustrate, the KISS principle of Moxie Engage. Guys, it will go to work for you in less than 10 minutes. From setup to email campaign, holiday campaigns going out. We can't overcomplicate it. But when you know it well, then you can begin to expand upon all of what it's capable of doing for you. And that's what I really wanted you guys to catch. Bob gave you a huge, huge hint that for your business, that's one of the things that we need to do. Let me give you another really simple one. Business cards. One, there's two sides to every business card. So the one side we all have, it's got our name, our address, phone number, email, all the information we want them to have. What's on the other side? There's two sides to every business card. So drop some messages out there. I mean, a simple one, a tip conversion chart. Somebody might hold your business card just so they could do a tip conversion. It's an old one, but it still works. How about stating, I love referrals? Just drop the hint to them all the time. If you're a notary, put it out there, free notary service. Again, a reason for somebody to hold on your card for an additional reason. Here's one. What's my home worth? Then you put your landing page for your website, whatever that is. You put that down for your website. How about you got a little room on there? Leave a note. Please call me if I can serve you half as well as you serve me. You've provided an excellent experience. Just a little note for like a waiter, waitress, somebody taking care of you, serving you. Use your business cards. Again, you got two sides to it. And then remember this. How many of you, when you paid for your groceries, went to the cashier? Did you give the cashier a business card? Who in the last week has gone out and got ice cream? Did you give that person a business card? How about, I see Bob with his, I'll give another one. Who in the last week went out and got donuts or bagels? Did you give that person a business card? I think of Shelley Battershell. We were just talking about this. Shelley Battershell, many of you remember, you know her well. Shelley did exceptionally well in her first year. 2 reasons. Very large sphere of influence. But Shelley told everybody she was in real estate. She told everybody. She's up north with our Century 21 sister company up there, and she's still sending referrals to agents within our area here in Metro Detroit. And a lot of it becomes because she simply handed a business card and brought up the subject of real estate to somebody who was serving her an ice cream cone. So yeah, these things work. Just talk to people, use your business cards, tell everybody. Bob, what else you got?
Last thing I got, because I see we're winding down, got like 4 minutes
Yeah.
left. Every office has a number of agents that have done very well for themselves. Have you ever talked to them? Ask them what they do or what they don't do, what they found successful or what they found that didn't work for them. And again, how long did it take them to be able to be where they wanted to be? And are they really where they want to be? Are they still trying to grow their business in spite of the fact they're already making 10 million plus, but they're still looking to grow their business? How are they going to do it? Get in the office and talk to them. And if you don't know who they are, then ask the manager. Who is in the office that I can get a hold of? And just, sit down. And then when they share with you what they did, be real with yourself. In other words, if you know you wouldn't do that, be honest with yourself. Because again, remember, it's going to take consistency and persistency. That's the secret to everything. And not just saying, well, that didn't work for me. But I'm not saying you have to do it exactly like they did it either. Do it with your flair. Do it with your personality. Don't reinvent yourself. Be who you are. It's too hard to be somebody else. I have to just be me. That's why I'm weird. I get that. Okay.
Why shock them when you get there? Let them know in advance, right?
Yep.
Hey, let me give you my last one and we'll call it good for the day. And then the best thing you guys are going to do is go out and apply these. But in a down market, this is going to be really interesting for some of you. In a down market, spend more money and market to more people, which simply brings to this. That means take advantage of our marketing department. It's $50 and then they can start doing an awful lot of work to get you in front of a whole lot of people who could in turn call you. But the same thing applies to what Bob was just talking about. Consistency and the persistence. It'll make all the difference in the world. And for you newbies, visibility. I learned this last year. Visibility, and I love it. Visibility trumps ability most of the time, because you're in front of people. You could be brand new, but if they see you all the time, doesn't matter how experienced or how long somebody's been in the business, they're going to choose you. Visibility trumps ability most of the time. So guys, here's the thing. 2 sessions of Hot Topic Tuesday were spent on this subject of making sure that you're not a secret agent. There's a number of things that you've got that you can do. The worst thing is for you to spend an hour now between these 2 sessions and do nothing out of all of the ideas that you've got. Basically, what we've tried to do is to remove all excuses that we could have for going out and talking to people and finding business, finding opportunities. Put 3 to 5 of these sources in place, including all of the basics. And remember, the number 1 is your sphere of influence. Make sure that you talk to them, stay in touch with them, embrace the technology to be able to do that. But embrace all these other sources to where you have 3 to 5 of these that you can count on for business opportunities. So with that, we're going to wrap up another Hot Topic Tuesday. Remember, go to the HRC Agent Development channel on YouTube. Search it that way. It'll come right up on top. All of what we do on every hot topic is loaded into that. You got it all the way through since we've begun, and loads of other information to be able to help you move your business forward. Have a great week, everybody. See you next week.